Let's get in today's mailbag. What up, Ian? I always get this wrong. Ian Jordanier. If Trevor Lawrence were in this draft, would it have been Lawrence or Burrow at number one? Great question.
Would have been one heck of a debate. I think for the Bengals, it might have ended up being Joe Burrow, just for what that franchise wants. And frankly, Burrow was better than Lawrence was last year. And I think a lot of it might have come down to, well, Burrow beat Lawrence in the championship game. Yeah. Frankly, there wouldn't have been a wrong answer. The argument for Lawrence is that, well, he is younger than Joe Burrow is. Imagine where Lawrence would have been in 2 years. I think I might have had Lawrence at number one, but I wonder if Burrow just would have been the pick for the Bengals anyway.
Let us know, L for Lawrence or B for Burrow. Let's go to the next question from King Higgins. What up, my man? Biggest sleeper draft pick that could win Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. So, biggest sleeper draft pick that could win Rookie of the Year, offense and defense.
I mean, I think you have to eliminate for offense. You have to get rid of the quarterbacks then, right? Like,
yeah.
Or I guess maybe Wentz gets hurt week one and Jalen Hurts balls out.
Okay.
So that's option A. Then I think you're probably looking for a running back over a receiver, right?
I mean, I would say maybe Jonathan Taylor because the Colts traded up for him, so they obviously want to use him.
What if Cam Akers balls out for the Rams and he just doesn't even let Darrell Henderson touch the field?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't hate that. Who was the running back that the Buccaneers went out and got?
Keshawn Vaughn.
I wasn't the highest on Vaughn.
I would be very surprised.
Hey, it's an interesting offense.
Defense, probably looking for an edge rusher who can get some sacks for you.
Sleeper pick Christian Fulton because of how much Logan Ryan was targeted last year. They go out and they get Fulton in round 2, a guy that I like a lot and I think could surprise some people.
Okay, I don't mind that one.
Yeah? King Higgins, appreciate the question. Okay, if you want a shout out on today's show, you got to give me a follow on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. So I do a lot of NFL stuff here. I do a little bit more IG Live and whatnot. Plus, I do cover the Raiders for our show. But if you want a shout out, go give me a follow on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365, and in about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to give some shout-outs to some of the people that do. Sound good?
Mitch's Instagram is actually good. He actually puts sports stuff on there and polls and all types of IG lives. He does a lot more than I do. So if you want sports Instagram coverage here, Mitchell Renz is your man. Go follow him right now at Mitchell Renz 365.
Appreciate you guys. All right, let's get into this super chat. Official Savage. What a hell of a name. With Lions rumored to want Everson Griffen, would that be a good pickup or go for a probably better cheap Ngakoue with no interest from anywhere else?
I don't think that there's not a cheap Yannick Ngakoue right now. Like the draft pick capital might be a little bit cheaper, although the Jags are not just giving him away for nothing. And then from a contract perspective, Yannick's not going to be like, yeah, trade me. Okay, now I'll take a team-friendly deal. So it's not – it maybe ends up being cheap from a draft pick perspective. It would not be cheap from a contract perspective. He would want to get paid more than what Trey Flowers got.
I will also
that might
say,
be an issue.
I think until we figure out what happens with Clowney, we won't really see much movement for Griffen. It's going to just be like how Brady, once he signed, all the quarterbacks started to sign again. It's basically Jadeveon's Clowney world, and Griffin's kind of just living in it right now. Let's go to the Chase Way, number 10. Do you think that Trent Williams is an upgrade over Joe Staley?
I don't.
I don't.
I don't because I haven't seen Trent Williams play in a year. Now, I think you saw some regression this past year from Joe Staley, in part because of the injuries. And if Williams plays the entire year, then you feel pretty good about that deal because Staley was hurt for so much. Prime Joe Staley was an all-pro tackle.
One of the
Prime
best.
Trent Williams is an all-pro tackle. So I don't know if it's like an upgrade per se, but I think like in terms of you lost Joe Staley, you couldn't have found a better option. That's the way I frame it.
I think the way that the 49ers did a bunch of their moves in the draft was very, very smart, and it's probably one of the reasons why they're one of the best teams in the NFL. Let's go to the next question here, and I think it's intriguing. So Neymar Jr. 10, and I want everyone to get their opinions in here as well. Joe Burrow's rookie stats. So I want to know how many yards he's going to throw. I want to know how many touchdowns and how many interceptions. You want to start or you want me to start?
You can start.
I'm thinking 4,100 yards. I'm going to go 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Okay, I will go. I'll put the over under at 4,000 yards because I think the Bengals will have to throw it a lot, and they're going to want to let him throw it. I'll put the over under touchdowns at 25. I'll put the over under interceptions. I know you guys are going to take the under. I'll put it at 13 though.
Okay, so
you're going to take the under.
That's pretty close to what I mean, I'm with you in the imagination that they're going to be throwing the football a lot more. I also am curious what happens with Joe Mixon because there have been reports about him potentially sitting out. I think that would be a dumb move on his part, personally.
You got to get the bag, man. He's a running back.
Oh, please. I hate the idea of getting the bag when don't even get me started. But
I'm not going to engage.
Predict Joe Burrow stats.
Wrong.
Let us know. I'm saying 4,000. I see 38, 50, 22, and 14 from 49ers Phil. And then Official Savage, who gave us a super chat earlier, says 3,757 yards, 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. I don't
mind that one. Okay.
So, Neymar, Joe Burrow, speaking of him, if you want a Joe Burrow jersey, go to chatsports.com/NFL jersey. And Dylan literally just did this behind the screen. Bang. If you want to be dabbing wearing that jersey or this Tua jersey, you got to go to chatsports.com/NFL jerseys. Now, they are under $100. We got the rookie jerseys. There are also, if you want to get some veterans there as well. But right now they are featuring the rookies. And CeeDee Lamb, Justin Herbert, I don't know.
Tua's going to wear the number one after all, so that was actually right from the beginning because one's always the placeholder, but ends up being one in the end.
And even if you find a player like, I know Henry Ruggs is on the website where it still says number one.
You can pre-order it.
You can pre-order it, and once all the numbers are officially announced, which Ruggs is going to be number 11, you're going to be able to go out and get them. It's at chatsports.com/NFL jersey. Let's go to Jarek Cole. Who will be the rookie of the year? So offense and defense.
I'm still going to go Joe Burrow, Chase Young. I know it's boring, but they were the two best prospects.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'll switch it up on defense. I'm going to go with Isaiah Simmons.
Okay.
But I agree. I think it's going to be Chase Young. And then on quarterback, I made this argument before. I mean, I think the only person that can honestly win it is Joe Burrow. And I think this past year, unfortunately, proved that Josh Jacobs deserved it over Kyler Murray, period. So, Jarek, those are – what? Let's go to Carpet Shelf. Should the Saints extend Alvin Kamara? This is a great question, and I think we're going to agree, but I don't think people are going to like what we say.
Okay, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say no.
What does the contract look like for Kamara?
Because
if I have to pay him more than Christian McCaffrey,
no way.
I can't do it.
But if you're the Saints, and it's literally going to be, hey, Drew Brees, do you want to come back and play? And if it's a yes, then maybe you consider paying Kamara on a shorter-term deal.
But the Saints have always at least tried to use Kamara as more of a clearly 1A to a decent enough 1B.
But last year we also seen him kind of get banged up a little bit.
Yeah, so I in general am not a huge fan of paying backs. Kamara is awesome, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I agree.
But he's going to ask for McCaffrey money, frankly, as he should ask for.
Absolutely.
I don't want to give him that much. I don't.
Okay, let's go to Silent Anarchy.
You got that right. I'm proud of you.
Does Carson Wentz have a receiver top 700 yards this season?
Great question. I don't know what the answer is.
Does Zach Ertz count?
Yeah, if Ertz counts, sure. Which, funny enough, always left out of the equation there, is if he's not really a receiver. I don't think Jeffrey gets it. I don't think Deshaun Jackson gets it. So you're banking on Jalen Reagor getting 700 yards as a rookie. I don't think a receiver gets 700. I think a player does. I think Ertz gets close to 1,000.
Yep.
He's your number one guy. And then I think that, Jeffrey, if he plays actually, if Deshaun Jackson is healthy and Reagor, they all get combined above 1,400 pretty easily.
Yeah,
it's just going to be a more spread out attack.
Let's go to Bray. What up, Bray? How you been, my man? Based on free agency in the draft, who is your most improved team for 2020? So free agency and the draft. I mean, I almost want to say.
I think that from a pure talent acquisition standpoint, and if you ignore the value involved, I think the Dolphins, they got like 10 or 11 new starters.
Yeah.
Upgraded at half the spots on the field. I think the Dolphins make a lot of sense. Now, they still got room to develop more, but I think Miami makes sense.
If you want to talk about a team from where they were from free agency and the draft, I don't think that's what you meant. I might actually say the Minnesota Vikings, who lost a lot of talent in free agency and then had a very good draft. So I think that might be two different ways of looking at the question. So, Bray, I know you're a diehard sports fan, but I want to know from everyone, who is a diehard sports fan? Give me a Y for yes, give me an N for no. Are you a diehard sports fan?
I think you all are, right?
I can't speak.
Use your words, Mitch. Try using your words.
Can
your
Mitch
words
speak?
To form
Y
a
for
sense.
yes, N for no. No. Are you a diehard fan? Oh, my gosh, I did it wrong again. I got a lot of Ys. Bottom line is I knew y'all were going to be typing Y for yes, okay? And if you love sports, here at Chat Sports, we are 100% free, and we're going to be free for the next 365 days. But we do more than NFL. We're also going to be cranking up some NBA content as well. If Excuse me. I choked on my words. Sorry. Chat Sports, 100% free, next 365 days. Turn on your notifications. If you love NFL, if you love talking and having a good time. Somebody said, do we do MLS? Hey, if we get enough subscribers, maybe someday. Bottom line, we love doing sports here, and if you do too, go ahead, give us a subscribe. Let's go to Taha. I got tripped up. Do you like Melvin Gordon to the Broncos? I didn't, to be honest.
I don't really. I don't know why they paid him $8 million a year. Like that's like obviously he'll be involved in the offense. He'll rotate him with Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, but I don't know who's going to pay Melvin Gordon $8 million a year. It's only a 2-year deal, so it's a short-term deal. I think that's an overpay for a back who wasn't that good last year. Now, if offseason should help, but I think that's an overpay for slightly above average replacement back talent.
No, I'm totally on board. Let's go to Sports Review. Who do you think comes in as the favorite for MVP next year? I've seen most people say Kyler Murray.
He's not the favorite. I think he is the popular dark horse pick.
Yeah.
I think the favorite is still Mahomes or
Lamar Jackson.
But I think Kyler Murray is that super popular pick because, the second-year quarterback ends up winning MVP, that you continue that trend. He ends up almost being the popular pick that ends up not coming true at all. Kind of like Justin Herbert 2 years ago at Oregon when he didn't actually have all that great of a year. Like every ESPN writer picked him to win the Heisman Trophy, and it didn't come close at all.